Hare Krishna Mataji,
Yeah.
8 past 5. If you're ready, will you start the Kirtan Mataji?
Yeah, will do. Okay. Namayom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namayom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagna Raghunatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagna Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shirade Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevascha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namayo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैवं नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवतम् उत्तमा श्लोकैर्भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hope you're all having a lovely evening. So today, the topic that is going to be presented is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapter 24 and verses 44 to 53. That's Canto 4, chapter 24, verses 44 to 53. So these verses are a continuation of the prayers by Lord Shiva, glorifying our beautiful Lord Sri Krishna. So the conversation between Lord Shiva, who is a great devotee of the Lord, happens between Lord Shiva and the Prachetas. And this beautiful song is called the Rudra Geet. So we're just going to be discussing about that today. And these verses, they're full of nectar and all perfection, specifically describe the beautiful form of our dear Lord Sri Krishna. So in these verses, Lord Shiva is glorifying and describing the astounding beauty of Lord Krishna in a similar manner to Lord Brahma, like he does in the Brahma Samhita, and like the gopis do in the Gopi Geet. So it's a beautiful description of Lord Shri Krishna. And the message that Lord Shiva is trying to give us in the same manner as Lord Brahma does is that Lord Shri Krishna is a person. And that's the way that we should endeavor to see him as a person, because we are personalists, and like we all have a form, we know that our beautiful Lord also has a form. And his form is obviously the most beautiful and the most relishable. So Lord is that who we are all gathered here for. So he's the love that we all seek and we live and die for. He is that whom the greats, the sages, the demigods, humans, animals, devotees, plants, Vrajvasis, all these, amazing creatures that we see, we all thirst to see this beautiful image of the Lord. And his greatest eternal associates constantly endeavor to get a glimpse of their beautiful Krishna in Vrindavan. And obviously this is the supreme person who we're all gathered here for, and that we live in this world for, and that we hope to leave this world thinking of him. So this is the person that we never tire of seeing, knowing, or conversing about. Krishna is the inspiration of all the arts, whether it's in poetry, drama, music, dance, because for the devotees, he's in everything. He's the person who is the sar meaning the essence of this whole creation. He's the beloved of all. And Krishna is the person who we knowingly or unknowingly are searching for and we want to please. So one way of doing that is that we can follow in the footsteps of Lord Shiva, who is being the topmost Vaishnava, and we can recite the prayers that he established for us in this Rudra Geet. These prayers, they are essential as they describe the Lord and they help us to establish a relationship with him. So we've said a few times before that to establish a relationship with our Lord, this is about sambandhan, which is the relationship. The abhidaya, this is the activity we do. And the priyojna, so the priyojna is the ultimate goal. So for all of us, hopefully that's love of Godhead. So we want to really like open our hearts out and really relish and our relationship with the Lord. So it's about us using the emotions we have, the love, the bhav, and and kind of not, no, I don't think the word's transfer, but it's about giving that love, about celebrating that love, about passing that love on to the Lord. And so this was described by Sanatan Goswami and by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And because of Srila Prabhupada creating ISKCON, we can all of us have kind of gathered here, and we can really try to endeavor to please the Lord by just hearing these lovely verses, because they describe our Lord. So I'm going to try to recite these prayers by Lord Shiva. So on my part, I apologize for any grammatical mistakes, and I pray at your lotus feet that I can improve my standard as well. So I'm going to recite the verses in Sanskrit first for Rudra Geet, and then I'll do the English translation. Then we'll go a bit deeper into the verses. So I hope that's okay. So I'm going to start now. Right. So like I say, I'll do the Sanskrit first, then the English. So I'll do all the Sanskrit, then all the English. Darshanam nodridukshunam dehi bhagavatarchitam rupam priyatamam swanam sarvendriya gunanjanam snigdha pravrida gana shyamam sarva saundarya sangraham चार्व आयत चतुर बाहु सुजातरु चिरनाननम पद्मकोशपलाशाक्षं सुन्दराभ्रि सुनाक्सिकं सुद्विजं सुकपोलश्याम सामकर्णविभूषणम् प्रीति प्राहिसितापङ्गमलेकरूप शोभितं लसत पङ्कज किञ्जलकदुकूलं मृष्टकुण्डलम् स्फुरतकीर्तावलयाहरनुपुरमेखलं शङ्खचक्रगदा पद्मा मालमानि उतमाद्रिमत् सिंहस्कन्दद्विषो बिभरत सौभाग्यग्रीव कुष्टुभं श्रियनपायिन किक्षिप्तानिकासाश्मुर सोलसात् पुररेकचसामविघ्नवालिवाल्गुदलोदरं प्रतिशङ्क्रमयादविश्वं नभायव्रतगम्भीरया श्यामश्रोणि अधीरोचिष्णुदुकुलस्वर्ण मेखलं सामचार्वङ्गीरजाङ्गुरनीम्नजानुसुदर्शनम् पदशारत पद्मपालसरोचित सा नखद्वयुभिर्नो अनन्तर अङ्गं विधुत्वाता प्रदर्शया शियं Apasta sadavasam Padma Guru Marga Guru Tamo Jusam Etadarupamanodayeyam Atmashuddhimabhishsatam Yada Bhakti Yogo Abhayada Swadharmamanutishtatam. So, the translation of those verses is as follows. I'm just going to have to read them word for word. I'm just going to bring them up. Right, let's go. Okay, my dear Lord, I wish to see you exactly in the form that your very dear devotees worship. You have many other forms, but I wish to see your form that is especially liked by the devotees. Please be merciful upon me and show me that form, for only that form is worshipped by the devotees, can perfectly satisfy all demands of the senses. The Lord's beauty resembles a dark cloud during the rainy season. As the rainfall glistens, his bodily features also glisten. Indeed, he is the sum total of all beauty. The Lord has 4 arms and an exquisitely beautiful face with eyes like lotus petals, a beautiful, highly raised nose, a mind attracting smile, a beautiful forehead, and equally beautiful and fully decorated ears. The Lord is super excellently beautiful on account of his open and merciful smile and his sidelong glance upon his devotees. His black hair is curly. His garments, waving in the wind, appear like flying saffron pollen from lotus flowers. His glistening earrings, shining helmet, bangles, garland, ankle bells, waist bell, and various other bodily ornaments combine with conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower to increase the natural beauty of the Kushtuba pearl on his chest. The Lord has shoulders just like a lion's. Upon these shoulders are garlands, necklaces, and epaulets, and all of these are always glittering. Besides these, there is the beauty of the Kushtuba money, pearl, and on the dark chest of the Lord there are streaks named Shivasta, which are signs of the goddess of fortune. The glittering of these streaks excels the beauty of the golden streaks on a gold testing stone. Indeed, such beauty defeats a gold testing stone. The Lord's abdomen is beautiful due to 3 ripples in the flesh. Being so round, his abdomen resembles the leaf of a banyan tree. And when he exhales and inhales, the movement of the ripples appears very, very beautiful. The coils within the navel of the Lord are so deep that it appears that the entire universe sprouted out of it and yet again to go back. The lower part of the Lord's waist is dark and covered with yellow garments, and a belt bedecked with golden embroidery work. His symmetrical lotus feet and the calves, thighs, and joints of his legs are extraordinarily beautiful. Indeed, the Lord's entire body appears to be well built. My dear Lord, your 2 lotus feet are so beautiful that they appear like 2 blossoming petals of the lotus flower which grows during the autumn season. Indeed, the nails of your lotus feet emanate such a great effulgence that they immediately dissipate all the darkness in the heart of a conditioned soul. My dear Lord, kindly show me that form of yours, which always dissipates all kinds of darkness in the heart of a devotee. My dear Lord, you are the supreme spiritual master of everyone. Therefore, all conditioned souls covered with the darkness of ignorance can be enlightened by you as the spiritual master. My dear Lord, those who desire to purify their existence must always engage in meditation upon your lotus feet. As described above, those who are serious about executing their occupational duties and who want freedom from fear must take to this process of bhakti yoga. So they were the translations of the verses from Rudra Geet. So as we know, Srimad Bhagavatam is the sound vibration of the Lord. And when we speak the Bhagavatam, then Lord is there because he's there within the sound. And reciting these prayers, Lord Shiva wants to feel closer to the Lord and he wants his audience. So as we know, Krishna means all attractive. So Lord is fully complete in all beauty, strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, and renunciation. And in this world, we see that sometimes people have like one or two, or sometimes even a few of these qualities. But we must realize that it's just a spark of what Krishna is. He's Purnam. So from from the Ishopanishad, Purnam means that he everything emanates from him. He is everything. And in these prayers that we've just heard, Lord Shiva describes from head to toe the most beautiful form of the Lord. So we're advised to take darshan of the form of the Lord from his lotus feet, which destroys all our fears and gives us joy. And we just have to hold onto the lotus feet of the Lord in all circumstances. And if we do love Krishna, then everything is perfect. So in the first verse, in verse 44, Lord Shiva desires to see the form of the Lord, which is most pleasing to his devotees, and of his numerous forms. And so obviously we know that Lord has so many different forms. We see him in so many different forms. We know him in so many different forms. So we could say, there's all the different Leela avatars of the Lord, Rama, Krishna, Nrsingadev, Varadev, Gurmadev, Kalki Avatar, Buddha, Balram, Matsya Avatar, Vamandev Avatar, Parshuram Avatar. There's so many different forms of Leela avatars of the Lord. Also, there's the different, like the Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu, and Mahavishnu. So there's lots of forms of, we know the Lord in lots of different forms. But here, Lord Shiva is saying to us that actually the form of the Lord that we need to worship is the one that is most pleasing to his most intimate devotees. And the most intimate devotees of the Lord are the Vrajvasis, who are his eternal associates. And his most adorable form is his youthful Tribangi form, who is the beloved of the gopis of Vrindavan. So Lord Shiva is saying, so he's saying the form that is most dear to his most dear devotees. So the form that we see in the temples is generally of the Tribangi form of the Lord, where his three-bended form and he's holding the flute. And Lord Shiva is asking us he's actually saying that is the most pleasing form of the Lord. And this form, it has the ability to control all our senses, because there is nothing more beautiful than this form of the Lord. So once we see the Lord in this form, our senses, which are, they're so janjal and they're so everywhere, they're captivated. And Lord has he's Madan Mohan. He's able to capture all our senses. So once our senses come under full control when we focus on the Lord, because there isn't anything more beautiful than this form of the Lord. And generally we say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and everyone's idea of beauty is different. But Krishna is Hrishikesha. He is whom can captivate all our senses. So we hear that Arjuna uses the word, he describes Krishna as Rishikesha, and he is able to capture all our senses. So we may find that, when we go to temples, our minds are full of lots of different things, but as soon as we see the Lord, everything just, he's able to, at that moment, everything is just that focus, and that we're able to really cultivate our devotion in front of him as soon as we see him, even in his deity form. So when we hear of Lord in Srimad Bhagavatam, in his sound vibration, we are also captivated, because it is the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, they are all literary incarnations of the Lord. So just like the form can captivate us, these literatures, when we talk about him, everything about him is captivating. So, I'm sure that you all have favorite temples and favorite deities of Krishna that have captivated you. So, and his Leela, his chanting of the holy name, all these things, they captivate us. That's why we're here. Because Krishna's holy name has the power to do that. So when we see Krishna, we can't help but remain fixated, and eventually that's how the devotion grows, and we want to churn more and more nectar from Krishna consciousness. So we can see, like Srila Prabhupada, his whole mood was to create the ISKCON movement, to propagate Krishna consciousness and to let the world know about Krishna, because we all do know him, but sometimes that's covered, or but it was to it was to kind of really give all people an opportunity to know and understand our beautiful creator. So moving on from that, this is the form that Lord Shiva is searching after in the Rudra Geet, and this is the form that Lord Shiva yearns to see so much that he is willing to accept the form of a gopi in Vrindavan. This is the form of the Lord that frees us from all designations, and it smashes our false ego, so that we're compelled to surrender unto our Creator, our Master, and our Beloved, because there is no other kind of way that we can come into our own real position. We can only be our real self in front of the Lord, like the pretense drops, and because all those, I think when we have audience of the Lord, all the things that are false just kind of melt away, and what is real is exposed. So even like Gurmis, Gyanis, all these people, they do eventually want to see this form, because the form that is dear to the bhaktas, because they don't have there's no taste in being a Gyani or a Karmi, because you can be a Karmi and you can do all your duty. You can be a Gyani, you can know things, and you can be an impersonalist and think the light is everything, or you might just want peace. But eventually everything boils down to bhakti and service, because that is our constitutional position. And because that's our constitutional position, it's very hard to just, I think, being an impersonalist or being a Mayavadi where they think they are God, that's quite difficult, because there's no relationship, there's no other. If you're just floating around in the light or the jyoti or the peace, in the impersonalism, there's no relationship, there's no taste. there has to be two, like, to enjoy the relationship. And this is the relationship that that Lord Shiva wants to, and if if he wants to see, then surely we can follow in his footsteps. So especially across India and worldwide, like ISKCON temples that we see, there's amazing temple worship of the lordships. This is what Srila Prabhupada wanted for ISKCON temples, to attract more and more souls back to Godhead. And we can't imagine anything being more boring. So how, like, can you imagine like how boring life would be if these temples weren't there, and if we didn't have like a beautiful Lord? And we're so fortunate to even have this, because if you just think in the mundane world, like, if people don't know about Krishna, there's no relationship, there's no, they don't relish the neck, they don't relish all these amazing times that as practicing devotees, as devotees, that we do. So Lord Shiva wants to see that form. He wants to build a relationship. He wants to talk to. He wants to play with. He wants to dance with. He wants to eat with. And all these things that we just do on a daily, day-to-day basis, when it's in the association of devotees or with the Lord, obviously the happiness that we derive from that has like no bounds. And this is what Lord is kind of, that's kind of like how I interpreted that verse. And then 45, verse 45, Lord Krishna's beauty resembles a dark cloud during the rainy season. So, we can just imagine the few bluish clouds and those first raindrops during scorching heat, especially those of you that are from India. And the people and other living entities, they all dance in that rain. And that is what Krishna is being compared to. It's that, that fresh cloud that we see, and those little drops just in that heat, and that thirst and that love that we feel, and that happiness and that joy. And he's compared to this beautiful bluish cloud, and that sparkling, glistening rain, which represents Krishna. So, when we see the rain, and it's got that sparkle to it, and that's what Krishna is. And his eyes resemble lotus petals, and his smile ends all misery of the mind in a split second. He's decorated by a peacock feather in his hair. His beauty can wipe out our material nonsense forever. So, we all have, I'm sure most of us have experience of going to dhams, or very special places where it's really easy to just forget everything. And it's because we're in that beauty of Krishna, that's pleasing, and not that, even millions upon millions of cupids can compare it. So Gandharpa Koti Kamiya. So even the demons get liberation after being killed by this form of the Lord. So we hear like even Kamsa and some of these demons that Lord Krishna killed, they achieve liberation because, and they're so fortunate because it's actually Lord that stands there, finishing them off, or even that, it's just all of it is just so auspicious, even for a demon, because the Lord is standing right in front of that demon. And even like when we hear about Bhishma Dev, he wanted to see Krishna at the last time, just before he resided, he left. But it's that beautiful feature of the Lord that everybody is so hooked on. And Lord Shiva is beautifully mentioning that in the Rudra Geet. So, he's asking, when will we be able to serve the Lord in the footsteps of the Rajvasis? So In respect to this, Srila Prabhupada instructs us to initially follow the Pancharatrika Vidhi and the Vidhi Marga, where we follow the strict regulations to please their lordships. Um, Therefore, sticking to the 64 principles mentioned in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and in ISKCON, therefore, we're advised to worship the lordships in their Lakshmi Narayan Swarup. So, worship of Radha Krishna is high level and meant for devotees who are elevated to the Vrindavan platform. The Bhagavad Vidhi principle is called Raga Marg. This is really meant for the cowherd people who have no inclination that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To them, he is just their lover, son, friend, etc. So there are people, and I think I've been very fortunate to meet some as well, that are so absorbed in the Lord, they would not know that the Lord is all pervading everywhere around them. They are absolutely experiencing Krishna every moment. So Srila Prabhupada has advised us against this mentality of skipping serving Lord in the Vidhi Marg and jumping straight into his intimate pastimes with the gopis. He calls these people demons. Lord's intimate pastimes are his, and like we would any other person, be mindful not to act in a way which is degrading and cause a lack of understanding. So surely we can gauge after studying these first few cantos of Bhagavatam just how much purification is required to associate with the Lord. So in verses 47 to 48, Srila Prabhupada states the word Prahasita Banga, which refers to Krishna's sidelong glances. Krishna is a friendly and jokey person, especially in his relationship with the gopis, which his sidelong glances. The gopis constantly feel conjugal rasa and their hearts are bursting with love for Krishna. So everything about our Lord is auspicious, and people wear ornaments to enhance their beauty, but the Lord enhances the beauty of everything of his paraphernalia. So when we have Krishna, everything is beautiful. He doesn't need, normally people would have to wear all sorts of things to make themselves attractive, but Lord makes everything attractive. So we just have to be absorbed in that that beauty of the Lord. And then we know about when the gopis, when they see the Narayan form of the Lord, they scold Krishna. They're completely absorbed in this Krishna form, and they even scold Lord Brahma for creating eyes that blink, and they're unable to go without seeing Krishna even for a fraction of a second. And this is that Krishna that Lord Shiva is talking about. So Lord Krishna's shoulders are strong like lions. He's the strength of the strong, the strongest. And those shoulders seamlessly carry every single thing. And yet we continuously drown in our small miseries, sometimes completely oblivious to the point that he is carrying us all. So when we're feeling weak and when we're feeling like nothing, that's the moment we have to remember Krishna's very strong shoulders, which are like lions' shoulders, and he's carrying us, he's holding us, he's looking after us, he's looked after us all the time. So really, what worry is there? Krishna saved all the Vrajvasis numerous times. He can save us from our internal and external demons, and he's carrying us, and he is carrying us. And we're free to develop our loving devotional service to him. So Lord's beautiful abdomen contains everything we heard in the song. Everything sprouts from his beautiful navel. And Srila Prabhupada writes that it appears the whole universe wants to withdraw back into the navel of the Lord, being attracted by his beauty. So let's pray that we can also develop this deep love for the beautiful Lord, like the greats, like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. If Lord Shiva, who is one of the 12 Mahajans, is telling us of the transcendental Satchit Ananda Vigraha form of the Lord, we can never ever accept that Lord has no form. So the final verses explain that Krishna is the ultimate spiritual master, the beloved of the cowherd people in Vrindavan. His lotus feet are we need to hold on to forever so that we lose all our fears and become joyful, while simultaneously performing our duties according to Varna and Ashram, according to the bhakti practices kindly given to us by our divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. As the famous saying goes, always remember Krishna, never forget him. When Krishna enters, all darkness dissipates. Therefore, think of the lotus feet of Krishna and take on spiritual master's guidance, and we can advance in spiritual life and understand Vedic knowledge. And we should always have, these are some of my realizations, we should always have unflinching faith and continue to purify existence and keep hearing from the mouths of devotees, meditate on the beautiful form of the Lord and chant his holy name in this age of Kali. Hopefully, by mercy and endeavor, we will reach our goal. Krishna is beautiful inside out and in every way. Lord Shiva is in continuous meditation on the beautiful form of the Lord and his Leela. And I pray that we too can witness this beautiful relationship between Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna, as they eternally have great love for each other. As we can see in the Lord's pastimes, whether as Lord Hanuman, Gopeshwar Mahadev, or Advaitacharya. So if we can all just say Hare Krishna all together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna. That's it.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, that's it. So that is the end. Are there any questions? Otherwise, we can do Nishinga Dev prayers.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It was a wonderful session, Mataji. Thank you so much for presenting it. So you did very wonderfully. We enjoyed a lot. Thank you so much for presenting this. And can I request dear devotees, if you have any comments or feedback or any questions for Mataji, kindly raise.
Hare Krishna Mataji. It's
Hare Krishna.
yeah, it was very wonderful session. In fact, you stopped here until 53, but after also there also some text. It was also glorifying. Even Lord Shiva was mentioning, even Indra or other who desire for Bhagavad Bhakti.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for them it's difficult, but it is also several verses also. If you include that will also is some gross idea about Lord Krishna. But it is whatever you cover, it is wonderfully nice. It was to get to understand about Lord Krishna is beyond our conception. Even
Yeah.
Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, nobody can. But there is some other verses also is after few verses actually. Yeah, Brahma,
Yes.
Rudra, Geeta, Kirtan, is a glorification. It's wonderful, really. Thank you, Mataji. You selected very nice topics. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. And congratulations on your and Mataji's
Thank you, thank you, Mataji. Yeah, please
Thank
give your
you, Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
give your blessing so that we can this is the special just a starting point, but please give your blessing so that we can keep on in this special journey. Please, thank you.
I'm nobody too blessed, but I need your blessing. But it's amazing that you're initiated. It's so amazing. Welcome to the formally welcome. You're already part of it. Everyone is, but it's nice to it is a start in a different way. It's a new life. Yeah, 100%. It's a new life.
Thank you, Mataji, for your kind, lovely words. Yeah, thank
It's
you.
going to be beautiful. It's a beautiful journey.
Really, really, it's different. It's different. What is the difference? Is the transformation. Actually, this is
Yeah.
we feel transformation from material to spiritual, and we have to uh, keep our attention. We have to give much attention for this thing. It's not
Mm.
a very cheap way, but whatever we can invest, if we invest right way, then it is higher purpose. So we should
Mhm.
not think about very cheaply, but it's really, really big different.
It
Uh,
is different. Yeah. Yeah.
and your blessings also very, very helpful. So please keep your blessings. Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Any
Krishna.
Hare
other?
Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna, dear
Hare
devotees.
Krishna.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. RadhaSevika Mataji, you have given a very wonderful class. So beautifully explained about Krishna. Very nicely. Very, very nice.
Hare Krishna.
It
I
was
hope Lord
so
Krishna
absorbing,
blessings.
I didn't want to move anywhere. It was so nice. Everything, about Krishna, how nicely and you sang so beautifully as well, Mataji. It was beautiful, it was touching the heart, the way you sang the Rudra Gita. Thank you so much. It was wonderful. Really
Thank you,
appreciate.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. All
Hey,
your mercy, Mataji. It's just devotee mercy.
uh,
It's devotee mercy.
Yeah,
Hare
sorry
Krishna
to
Mataji.
mention. Sorry, maybe I interrupt. I did not mention. This was very, very how you this is Rudra Gita. How you present it, how your singing was very, very nice. It was so nice. Really, it's amazing. More devotional, very devotional.
Hare Krishna. All your mercy. No, it's not my devotion. I wish I had devotion. I
Really,
wish.
really, it's touching our heart. Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Very beautiful Mataji, as Prabhuji mentioned. So very beautiful and very deep love and devotion to Krishna, and that way only we can sing beautifully. So we feel those vibrations. Thank you so much, Mataji. It is very auspicious to hear from you.
It's all your mercy, Prabhuji. I'm just a vessel, the instrument. It's all your mercy. It's all your mercy.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Sridhar Prabhuji, you were saying something?
Hare Krishna Mataji. It was,
Hare
yeah,
Krishna, Prabhu.
a very nice class. Class in the sense like it's very nicely describing the Krishna by Lord Shiva. It's very nice to hear the Rudra Gita. But I have one question, Mataji. Maybe it's just I didn't thought about it for a long time.
Yeah.
Why they compare Krishna's eyes and Krishna's feet for lotus? Is there anything kind of any kind of relevance or any kind of correlation there, Mataji?
Yeah, good question. Because they are like lotuses, like they open. I'm just thinking of the shape of a lotus flower and the way it opens up, and I'm thinking of the shape at this moment. And the lotus flower, it's so beautiful. And there's so much, there's so much significance of the lotus flower, like what it represents, that it lives in the muddy waters, but it's never contaminated. And then the beauty of the lotus, the way it opens up, it's the most beautiful sight. And that's maybe why we compare to the Lord, because there is nothing, it's the closest thing probably that we can compare. I don't know any further.
No, it is always I thought, but never really comes
Yeah.
strike to mind when I'm reading Bhagavatam. I didn't really I always compare Krishna's eyes to lotus, feet to lotus, and why it is only lotus? Why not some other flower?
Like why not rose or something? Yeah.
Why not a flower? So why always lotus? What is the significance here? I was thinking about that.
I think it's just the way it opens up. It's such a beautiful flower, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, when lotus is very beautiful to see, and it's very when you have it, I mean, the pond it looks so beautiful to see. But
yeah.
same time, rose also have different colors. Jasmine has very beautiful fragrance, and but
I think it's the shape of his eyes. They're elongated, aren't they? So with a lotus, the actual petal it elongates, and then it's like an eye, isn't it? Like
yeah, but
um,
they also
the-
compare this to Lord's feet as well. So then it will be a
yeah,
different size.
yeah. I think maybe in terms of his lotus feet, it's the softness of the flower, and it's the opening. I think it's the way in which it opens, and it's the way in which maybe Krishna consciousness opens up to everyone. It's slow to start with, and then it blooms, and then the full beauty of that thing appears. I don't know, maybe. Anyone else got any thoughts on that?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. I have heard about it that it is the best thing, in the material world. That is this lotus, which they can compare Krishna's, body parts, his hands, feet, and eyes, and everything. That's the best in the material world. But that is if Krishna, his limbs and everything, his eyes, everything is much more beautiful. But just to make us understand, that's what I have heard. But I'm not. I'm not sure. This much I know. This is what I've heard from the devotees.
Okay,
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm
You
gonna
very
try and
nicely explained that. It is very beautiful flower. So of course that is why.
I'll try and put a picture of a lotus
Thank.
on. Let me see if I can.
even
Stop.
the picture what you have now, it's Krishna stands at the lotus flower. Oh,
He stands on a lotus flower as well. Yeah.
yeah. And then you also see
Yeah.
Brahma is on the lotus, sitting on the lotus flower. Saraswati sits on the white lotus flower. I was thinking what
They
this.
all they seem to like the lotus, don't they?
Yeah,
All the god, yeah.
yeah. There's some significance why it's.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, can I add something?
Yes, please, Mataji.
Yeah. Why Raslila Mataji already explained that lotus flower, why it is compared to lotus flower, because due to Krishna's purity and grace, and
Mm,
his feet like a lotus flower, it is like the flower of the top of the lotus petal, all the lotus petals are like top of the fingers, like the reddish color, so pinkish color. So that is one thing. And secondly, that Krishna is the lotus flower is untouched by filthy water, like you mentioned already, that it grows in the muddy water, but still it remains clean. It is
mm,
untouched by filthy water. It doesn't become like muddy. So that means it is in this Krishna's lotus feet. Why it is compared? That still even he comes to this material world, but he is untouched by, unaffected by this earthly attachment.
yeah. Earthly attachment, that's it, yeah.
Yes. So that
Yeah.
is why Krishna's presence rises about like earthly, any kind of attachment, difficulties. So the flower grows you will see that if you see in Bangladesh or in India, in the pond, it's so congested like with other weeds, but it remains unaffected. So that's why Krishna's feet or Krishna's mouth, eyes, even everything is with the lotus,
Hmm.
also that Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. The our Guru's word, Guru's feet are also compared with the lotus feet. That's why we always tell that please give us shelter to your lotus feet.
Hmm.
That the feet which is not affected by any material contamination. This is what
So it's
it's
basically talk about the purity
transcendental.
of the Lord. That's why they compare the purity to the
Yes,
purity of the Lord.
yes,
Thank you, Mataji.
yeah, transcendental.
Yeah.
So thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Thank you
Mataji.
very
Hare
much.
Krishna. Okay. Okay, shall we do Nashingadev prayers?
Hare Krishna. Uh,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the wonderful discussion. Thank you, Rasila Mataji, Smitikana Mataji, sorry, Sita Sundari Mataji. So, yeah, it was wonderful. So, for this wonderful section, can I request all devotees to kindly unmute and say it loud Hari Bol to RadhaSevika Mataji?
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, RadhaSevika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Garangi Mataji.
Very nice class, Mataji. You give us such a nice class, and your kirtan is just so nice and heart touching. Very nice one, Mataji. Then you chose nice topic for Lord Shiva. Hare Krishna Mataji. I didn't understand properly. I didn't listen properly, but it's a nice Mataji. Little bit I understood. Nice
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare
It's, I
Krishna.
think I
Thank you,
did it because
Mataji.
it's Lord it's Shivratri, I think, on
He's coming.
Friday.
Yes, that
Yes,
is what
Mataji.
I wanted to mention. And another example he gave, that Ghanoshyam, that the beautiful color of Krishna's only compared with that cloud, that
Hmm.
the cloud of monsoon. So it's really, you are right that who are living in monsoon area, like in they can only understand, but it's so transcendental. It's not materialistic conception that we can
Yeah.
understand and
Yeah.
realize, and after it's really ecstasy to understand the color of Krishna's body with the compare with the monsoon cloud. That's why
Yeah.
Prabhupada told that, explained that his body complexion is how he compared to understand that it's like the cloud of the monsoon, that anytime it can be, like it's too much cloud in the sky, it seems that it's already like heavy, it's a heavy cloud, and anytime it can like transform into water and rain and drop in the material, like in the earth. So it's like that, that premed holo dholo sonaro ongo, like that it's so like uh, how we can tell, it's not easy to understand that, that's like bodily color,
Yes.
inconceivable really.
Yeah,
But
it is inconceivable. You're so right. Like we hear this, and even when we see the color, it's not like any other color we've seen.
no, not, no, it's that is very difficult to explain the color of Krishna. It's
Yeah.
not black, it's not blue, so it's very
Yeah.
difficult,
It's different.
inconceivable.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, if there is no further comments or feedback, means can we move to Narsimha prayers? Okay,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. I was listening halfway, so yes, very nice. I listened half of it, but it's really wonderful. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Shamapriji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll move to the Narasimha prayers now, Mataji. If you are doing, Mataji?
Yeah, I can do, yeah.
Yeah, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, does anybody want to follow?
Yes, Mataji. Can I follow you?
Yes, please. Thank you, Shamapriji. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladalaadaine.
Praladalaadaine.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Shilantakalaye.
Ito narsimho parato narsimho.
Dito Nasimho Parato Nasimho.
Yato yato yamitato narsimho.
Yato Yato Yamitato Nasimho.
Bahir narsimho hridaye narsimho.
Bahir Nasimho Hridaye Nasimho.
Narasimhamadim sharanam prapade.
Narasimho Manim Sharanam Prapade.
Tava karakamlavare nakam adbhuta shringam dalita hiranyakashipu tanubringam keshavadrita naraharirupa जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Tavakara Kamalavare Adbhuta Shringa Lalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev.
जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय भक्त प्रहलाद
Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad.
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nrsingadev Bhagwan ki,
Jai,
Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki,
Jai,
Srila Prabhupada ki,
Jai,
Ananti Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki.
Jai,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So blissful, Mataji. Very nice.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. It's very wonderful. So, if there is no further comments, I think we'll wind up. So, yes, thank you, devotees, for joining. Thank you, RadhaSevika Mataji, again for taking time and presenting this wonderful session. Okay, we'll meet tomorrow morning for the Japa session. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhayascha, कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
अनन्तकोटि
अनंत
वैष्णव
कोटि
की
वैष्णव वृंद की
जय।
जय
श्रील
Jai,
प्रभुपाद की
पाद की
जय।
जय
Jai,
हरे
गौर
कृष्ण।
प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल
Hari Bol.